I'm at the prison in LA, and does this look peaceful? Death to America. Can someone explain to me how setting a car on fire, throwing rocks at a federal agent's car, or setting an American flag on fire while flying a foreign flag is going to convince any American that immigrants should stay in this country when they clearly hate the country? Because the goal is immigration reform, right? Not to have a system that exploits immigrants, illegal immigrants, for cheap labor, which is what Democrats have been promoting for the last few years. You should be doing, instead of destroying government buildings, is holding the politicians who promised you immigration reform in return for your vote accountable. But threatening to kill cops is not how you convince an entire country to let you stay. I was in downtown LA today, and most of downtown LA was vandalized with things like fuck ICE, dead cops are good cops, kill cops. It's shameful. This is not how we're gonna see any type of change or progress. It still smells spicy. It's hard to breathe here. So something's about to go down because the cops are blocking all of the freeway entrances. And I think it's Homeland Security, if not maybe SWAT here.
Well, this is hilarious. A few hours back, there's been a violent riot in Los Angeles, California, against the ICE, which has resulted into vandalism of property, including ICE patrol cars and shoplifting.
Who's got the power? What kind of power? People power! Trump, escucha, estamos en la lucha! Trump, escucha, estamos en la lucha! Trump, let's be clear, immigrants are welcome here! Trump, let's be clear, immigrants are welcome here!
Well, one unbelievable fact about the riots in Los Angeles is that the mayor withheld support for law enforcement that were in danger. Really? Really?
Breaking news out of Los Angeles, where President Trump has deployed the California National Guard after 3 days of confrontations between protesters and law enforcement over the administration's mass deportation push in and around Los Angeles. Moments ago, he spoke to reporters before boarding Air Force One for Camp David. He was non-committal about whether he would escalate the situation in Southern California.
President, on California, are you prepared to invoke the Insurrection Act?
Depends on whether or not there's an insurrection. No, but you have violent people, and we're not going to let them get away with it.
Even if you're not planning to invoke that Insurrection Act, you still plan to send troops?
Well, we're going to have troops everywhere. We're not going to let this happen to our country. We're not going to let our country be torn apart like it was under Biden and his auto pen.
What is the bar for sending Marines to
the bar is what I think it is. I mean, if we see danger to our country and to our citizens, we'll be very, very strong in terms of law and order. It's about law and order.
California National Guard to restore law and order in Los Angeles. Do we really have to get to this?
They're deporting people at deportation protests. Is this what you voted for? Mm-hmm. Yes, this is exactly what we voted for. For someone to take action for once. The National Guard has been deployed. I heard rumors of the Marines getting deployed. If that happens, I don't even know. It's time for these people to stop thinking they're invincible. Also, where was this fight when Obama deported 3 million illegals? And their mayor is literally supporting terrorism at this point. Everyone that keeps saying we're a country of immigrants. Yeah, legal immigrants. Not illegal, legal. The people who waited years and years and years and did this the right way, they should be so damn offended right now. This isn't even a protest anymore. It's rioting. Not only that, but the mayor withheld support for the law enforcement that were in danger. Arrest for treason at this point, federal charges, as well as the people who trapped ICE agents. I stand with ICE.
You guys are fucking shit up for these immigrants. Rather than come up with a strategy that's going to work, you're out there burning cars, destroying it, getting yourselves thrown into jail, building a criminal record that'll stop you from doing anything that helps. Before you go out and destroy property, ask yourself, do I even know my rights? Do I even know my state's immigration laws? Do I even know how ICE operates in my community? Latinos and Mexicans, if you want to fight back, educate yourselves. Start by learning your constitutional rights during an ICE encounter. Connect with local immigrant rights groups. Most offer free workshops. Organize voter registration drives. Even if you can't vote, your cousins, your siblings, your tios, your tias, get them to register. Don't just go out and throw a carne asada after you go destroy some shit and think you helped. Support Latino-owned media that tells our stories truthfully. This one's very important. Go up to city council meetings. Demand sanctuary policies. Push for state-level protection, not just federal change. You do not need to burn cars to start a movement that does not help. It makes the situation worse for those migrants, and it makes it worse for you. You need a strategy, unity, and conscious action. Don't react. Think. Control yourself. This fight isn't about rage. It's about power. And power starts with knowing what they don't want you to know.
Well, tell me down in the comments, do you think it was necessary to become violent, or Los Angeles would have handled the situation better?
Provides to the people of the state of California. We help pay federal bills. So if Donald Trump's going to continue to threaten 40 million Americans that live in California, maybe we should consider withholding those resources.
Just so you know, there are no more peaceful forms of protest. It doesn't matter what you do. If your protest involves you walking out of your front door, it will not be a peaceful protest. The government will not see what you're doing as a peaceful protest. The news will not see what you're doing as a peaceful protest. The concept that people have of having peaceful protests is not a real thing. It's not a real thing in America right now. If you take action to stop the fascist regime that's currently taking action, throughout our country right now, it will be seen as violent. And if you don't do anything, and you literally everyone completely does not do anything that would get you charged with resisting law enforcement officials' duties, even if you're not throwing things, even if you're just putting your body between, ICE or LAPD or whatever, you are obstructing. That's violent in the law. Under the law, you are a criminal for physically stopping evil things from happening. And so if you don't do any of that, there are still people who are going to be being harmed. Is it peaceful to let people be harmed? Is that a peaceful thing to do? Your options are non-peaceful things or non-peaceful things. That is what is happening. So I encourage people to not spend all of their effort trying to fix optics. I would encourage people to spend their effort on thinking tactically, on coming up with ideas that are functional. Obviously, don't do anything illegal. Disclaimer we have to give, so this video doesn't just get instant ripped down. Please don't do anything illegal. But understand, there's no more peaceful things. There's no more peaceful things. So wrap your head around that. And if you don't want to see bad things happening, we need to do stuff about it. So figure it out, what's going to be most effective where you're at, and do things clearly. Again, I want to preface, I'm not suggesting you break any laws, but be aware, there is no more peaceful ways of protesting. It's not going to be seen like that. No matter what you do, it will not be peaceful in the eyes of the law. It will not be peaceful in the eyes of the media.
What's happening in Los Angeles right now should have every single American's full attention. If you didn't know, U.S. immigration authorities extended activity in Los Angeles area on Saturday, which is today, June 7th, in the wake of protests at a federal detention facility, and here's what's been going down. There's already been an arrest of a union leader and a police response that included tear gas, flashbangs, border patrol personnel, and riot gear, you name it. Now do keep in mind, this is taking place in the Paramount section of Los Angeles. And a woman announced through a megaphone, making their message very clear, saying in quotations, "ICE out of Paramount, we see you for what you are." Now on Friday, Immigration and Customs Enforcement officers arrested more than 40 people as they executed search warrants at multiple locations, and let's just say Los Angeles was not playing around. One location including out of the clothing warehouse where a tense scene unfolded. I mean, a crowd literally tried to block agents from driving away. Which, I mean, I can't blame them. When are we going to start admitting that what's happening right now is extremely shit? I'm even trying to share my personal experience right now, because even as a white male, okay, there was an attempt, and do keep in mind, this was based off an anonymous tip, okay, because somebody heard that I was originally born in Spain. But there was an attempt to wrongly arrest me and potentially deport me. But immigration services right there in front of my lawyer and my immigration attorney told us that they didn't need any proof. That's literally what immigration services told me and my lawyer. How is that not concerning to anybody? And then to come to find out that my personal information was literally falsified by a software program? That's how terrifying this shit is. This shit is so much bigger than people really think. And I'm just wondering when people are going to start to open their eyes. There's literally U.S. citizens with all of the appropriate documentation coming out and sharing their personal experiences, showing everybody their documentation of being a legal U.S. citizen that have either been arrested or in some cases even deported. But you don't care because you don't want to think outside the box. But hey, you'll find out eventually.
So from a peaceful protest to a violent riot,
the Los Angeles riots have quickly escalated to Apache attack choppers. That's because over 2,000 National Guard were sent in yesterday and it wasn't enough. I'm telling you guys, this looks like something from the lobby of Grand Theft Auto 5 online. So bad that the government is actually bringing tanks in as well, more specifically APCs. This is because the ICE detention facility was literally under siege with graffiti all around it until they made a push out the door. You can see that in the video I uploaded earlier today. You know, you think if you were pro-America, you'd be flying an American flag, not a foreign flag like an act of war. When our government, our state, is run by Gavin Newsom, when he's more worried about running for president next election. People are criticizing Donald Trump for bringing in the National Guard, but when January 6th happened, everyone was calling for him to bring in the National Guard and go after them. What do you guys think about all this chaos and the protests going on? Which side are you on? Let me know down below. But my main point to make is, guys, stay safe, practice your rights, defend your family, and maybe just stay home if you live near it.
Okay, what Donald Trump is doing to Los Angeles is a trap, and none of you people in Los Angeles should fall for it. We all know Trump is a strategic and charismatic man, and one would think that he wants Los Angeles to be violent so that he looks like the hero deporting violent immigrants from America. Think about it.
What Donald Trump is doing to Los Angeles right now, it's a trap. Don't fall for it. Seriously, think about it from a common sense, logical standpoint. Donald Trump doesn't care about peace or the well-being and safety of Angelenos. He wants people to get violent. He wants people to do crazy things that Fox News and far-right Twitter can start circulating to show what a chaotic scene we have here in Los Angeles. He wants people to throw things at the National Guard so that Trump can be seen as the hero to his base who came in and cracked down on the radical left lunatics, or so he says. Folks, I'm here in Los Angeles. I understand that a majority of these protests have been peaceful. I also recognize that people are extremely angry right now. Angry for their own family's safety, angry for their neighbors, but individual agitators who are setting our own city on fire. All you're doing is handing the Trump administration a win. There's no method to that madness. It doesn't help free people from ICE. If we continue to stay overwhelmingly peaceful and resist over the next few days, weeks, and months, we will win. If people get violent, they will see that as a win for Donald Trump and his MAGA fascist movement. The main reason I'm saying all this is so people can stay safe. You're not doing our movement any favors by getting arrested. You're taking yourself out of the equation as a potential vote in the midterms. And remember, this Saturday, June 14th, is a massive anti-Trump protest called the No King's Day protest. Looks like that just took on a whole new level of importance for the Los Angeles community.
We all condemn violence and urge Trump's administration and Los Angeles to handle the situation differently, and we hope the riots end as soon as possible.
Thank you for watching Great Minds Blacks.